And then I have my phone here for Instagram. I have Zoom and I have Facebook, trying to be in all the places. Nice to see you. So let's see. It's a really cool day today, day 2/22/23, which is a really beautiful number. And as I was selecting or meditating on what I wanted to talk about tonight, I usually just go with the flow of where the energies are, like what I'm noticing, what I'm feeling. And the other day in the New Earth Collective, we just started talking about this. I just kind of walked by my bookshelf and I picked up this book, The Gnostic Gospels, which my father-in-law had sent me a while ago. And it has the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, the Gospel of Thomas, the Sophia of Jesus Christ, which is the divine feminine aspect of God, not just the masculine. It has a few other things, Gospel of Philip, Melchizedek, things we don't hear about in the Bible. Anyway, and we started talking about the truth about Jesus and, the hidden knowledge and mysteries of the life of Jesus. And I find that stuff so fascinating. And so I decided for this evening to help us access our own hidden knowledge about ourselves. And so we're going to do that in a meditation this evening. And, I think I personally have been immersed in the past few weeks I've been immersed in just reading about past life regressions, about the spirit realm, about life between lives, which is, when we plan our lives and we set up soul contracts with people we're going to incarnate with. And I'm going to be actually going to Arizona in April to really dive in more to doing life between life regressions, helping people go into when we're in spirit and just access that information. I just find it all so fascinating. And so it's been just really interesting. That's just what I've been reading. We went to Costa Rica last week and I brought a few of those books, and it's just what I love. I love it so much. So I wanted to share that with some of you all. And, I think for me personally, just getting away was really helpful, to just reset, like unplug, get off the hamster wheel for a little while. And I hope, I know, some people, not everyone is quote able to, just pack up and leave for a week and go to another country, although anything's possible in the quantum field, right? But either way, if you feel like that's not in your realm of your scope right now, we can still unplug. We can just get away from everything, turn off all of our internet stuffs for a day, or just go somewhere different. Just being somewhere different is so helpful because it resets us. And for me, it just really helped me really plug back in to the flow of my higher self. Being in nature is just so powerful. It's so important to do that as much as we can, because I'm connecting with you all virtually, and I value that immensely, because here I can sit in my own house and just talk to you. But as we know, on social media outlets and all, we can get sucked into things that fuel our negative ego, that really aren't serving us. So it's really important to just get away from it all sometimes and just unplug. And when we do that, it actually, I teach this sometimes, and I teach this often when I teach classes on intuition. It helps us really connect back in with who we are, with our higher selves, the 3D world of, just all the things that we all feel like we need to do in our worlds, interacting with, with people and jobs and, financial things, healthcare. I had to, anyway, the 3D world is a really kind of strange place to operate in. I was immersed in the 3D world when a few days after we got back from Costa Rica, my son broke his toe. And I didn't realize it was broken at first, but then a few days after, he had just been roughhousing with his sister, happened to break his toe in the process. I have no idea how. And, you know, he was complaining about it, and then he wasn't able to walk on it. It started getting black and blue a few days later. So I decided I knew I need to take him to the doctor, to urgent care. And so we did, and had to get an x-ray, which I don't love to do, but you know, when it comes to broken bones, I know we do it. And it turned out it was fractured. But the whole, like that whole day we spent in this urgent care. And then we had this appointment scheduled for him to go to the eye doctor, because it turns out he needs glasses. So the whole day we were in this system of, you know, and really some really lovely people who were really trying to help. But it was just such a sad place to be in. This place we went to, the urgent care, just so sterile, so dry, really sad place. And I just felt bad for the people working there, because there's just not a lot of joy. It's just very just like low sort of, you know, lack of anything really. And luckily, you know, I think I made a little video about this. What I've been noticing is that even though these systems are so dysfunctional, the humans that are in them are doing the best they can to bring light to these systems, to help people in some of these systems where we need light. Now, I've noticed that actually, and that's really important. So anyway, but what we're seeing though is these systems that are just falling apart. They're falling away. People are disengaging from them, public schools, healthcare, financial, all of it, you know, and it's interesting to see and to witness, but it's also difficult, right? It can be hard. And so for me, I find such great solace when I go inward and connect with my intuition to, you know, get some higher guidance as to what's going on in my own life and how to proceed. And one of the best ways to do that is by connecting in the Akashic Records. And a lot of you hear me talk about that quite a bit because I do readings, of course. But what I really want to emphasize to you and tonight, right now, and just in general, is that everybody can access their Akashic Records. Everybody. We're having this beautiful opportunity now here on Earth to really connect in with our light bodies, to access a layer, which is the Akashic Records is literally a layer of our light bodies. We have these, you know, the physical body, the emotional body, the etheric body, and one of the outer layers is the Akashic Records, where it's memory of everything we've ever experienced as a soul in all our past lives. So the lessons we've been working on, sometimes repeatedly over lifetime after lifetime, karmic stuff we get entangled in with different people. And when we can access that and we can understand, well, this is why I'm going through this. This is why this person is so hard for me to deal with. This is why I have this really hard thing happen in my life. It's that I actually chose it to learn from it in some way. It really can help us just understand and be more gentle and loving and compassionate with with ourselves. It can help us to just move through it when we have an understanding of it. So, you know, I'm going to be teaching a class, as a lot of you know, I mentioned, on how to read your Akashic Records, a 6-week class. I only do this once a year towards the end of March. If you want to learn how to read your Akashic Records, check out that class. I'll put a link in for it here. I'm also doing a live in-person workshop at this place called Leaping Lizards here in Maine on the Akashic Records. So that's meant to be like a little preview to the online class. So that'll be a little bit before that. But this evening I wanted to, sorry, I'm just removing some text messages coming in. I wanted to guide us into connecting in with whatever hidden information is within our light bodies right now, that our higher selves, our guides, angels, whatever you want to call it, want to help, want to show us, because often it seems hidden because it's deep within our subconscious and nobody's taught us how to access this stuff, except for now. That's changing, right? We're all learning. I learn and I teach, and a lot of you are being guided to do that too. Comes in, goes out. So, all right, let's take a moment and just connect in with this deep part within us to uncover something that is there, that is wanting to be seen, wanting to be known. So before we do that, I'd ask you to just take a moment, and I'll guide you in this in the meditation if you want, if you need more time, to just think about, is there an area of your life that you're maybe struggling in, that you would like some guidance in, or you feel like there's something going on beneath the surface, but you don't know what it is, or there's something you're experiencing in your life and you don't know why it's happening and you want to know why or how you can move through it. That's the sort of thing that can be really powerful to pick up on in the Akashic Records. So, all right, let's take a moment holding that, intention and that thought. Let's take a moment and go inward. Okay, so let me just say as a preview, I'm going to do this pretty quickly, more quickly than I would recommend for people. Some of you may be able to pick up on stuff. Some of you might not. It might just be like a nice, relaxing guided meditation. That's totally fine. Everybody's experiencing what they're meant to experience at this time. So it's all okay. If you feel like you didn't pick up on as much as you want, this will be here stored in where all these different places. I'll put it up on my YouTube channel. That's where it's pretty easy for me to put things up pretty quickly. I'll eventually put it up on my podcast, The Courageous Path, on SoundCloud and on iTunes. But you can watch this wherever it is, Instagram, the Facebook Souls Gathering Together group, or on YouTube if you want to. So I'll have that up by tomorrow, which is Thursday. Okay, so let's take a moment and pause and reflect and go deep. So just take a few deep cleansing breaths. Just allowing the oxygen you bring in to cleanse and open you, just setting that intention. It's always nice to hold the breath at the top of the inhale for these first few breaths to really cleanse. And then as you exhale out, release anything that is not serving you in your body that might feel like a block or a stuck place. Let it flow out. Do this a few more times. Inhaling and cleansing and holding, really lengthening out that exhale to let go of anything that wants to be discarded out of your body. Just let it go. And just taking some time to allow the breaths to flow naturally, the breath to flow naturally. Pushing pause on the outer world and everything that's happened in your day. Just imagine all that's fading away now. The sun is setting on all of that. And there's an opportunity for this new light, this new energy, like the sun rising in your heart, to emerge. I'd like you to imagine that now, that the sun is coming up in your heart. Beautiful early morning sunrise. And as that sun begins to peek up, peek through, showing its brilliance below the horizon, and then it eventually rises above. There's colors, purple, blue, green even, maybe orange, pink, red. And there's some powerful energy with us this evening, which is the energy of Archangel Metatron, helping us with our ascension into our light bodies, helping us access the Akashic Records. It's a very strong, tall, powerful archangel who is said to have been human, who sits at the top of the tree of life in the Kabbalah. Masculine energy helping with activating our DNA, Metatron's cube, sacred geometry. You can descend down through our crown chakra, flow through all of our chakras, in through our whole body. As it spins, as it twirls, it rotates, it begins to open and activate. Just imagine this cube, this tetrahedron, like triangles and multiple planes intersecting each other is what it looks like. Imagine it's spinning maybe fast, maybe it's very slow, through every chakra in your body, down through the real lower chakras. There's really 12 of them, down through your legs, down through the earth star chakras, all the way up through to the Christed God Self chakras way above your head. Just feel this light, this cube, along with it with colors like rainbows, like a waterfall of rainbows, flowing through your body, up and down, like you're in this pillar of brilliant sunrise light. It's flooding your body. Feel your heart opening as the sun rises more and more in your heart. And it's just the light is illuminating everything it touches, every part of your body. Just like that sun touches every tree, every rock, everything in its path is illuminated. Feel this in your heart and spreading into every cell of your body. I'd like you to imagine now that you're taking a few steps into the heart space, as if you could magically somehow walk down some stairs, or maybe just down through a tunnel or a hallway or some sort of passageway into this sunrise. Walking into this light. And it becomes a sort of a safe container, like a majestic cathedral or library, hallway that you are entering in. But this is an infinitely long, wide, deep space with no end, but yet it also has a boundary that maybe just exists in your mind. It's infinite and yet is a container at the same time. Two things can be true at once. And as you walk in this hallway of light, you feel like you're entering into some sort of room, like a room within your heart or a room within this space. Just flow with whatever feels right to you, remembering that you are safe, that this is for your highest good. As you walk into this room, maybe there's a different sort of light that illuminates this room. Just golden. It's just filled with books. Like the most majestic library or study you could even imagine ever seeing, just filled with books. And as you look closer at the books, you notice that these books on this one particular shelf are all about you. This one shelf, this one area of this majestic room has your name. Just see your name spelled out, your current name as you currently go by, all written out in gold letters. And you're aware that all these books here contain information about every past life you've had on this planet and all other planets in this dimension and all other dimensions. Just notice how many there are. It seem to be. Maybe you get a feeling. Maybe you actually see images. Maybe you hear a number in your head. Just trusting that this energy that you're pushing into through your heart, you're pushing in like swimming in water, you're moving in deeper and deeper. And you feel that there's one book in particular that almost seems to fall out at you, or it's standing out. And you know that it contains information about this intention you've set, about an issue you're struggling with in your life currently, a lesson you're working on that maybe you're not even aware you're working on, but something that you don't understand, that you're confused about, that you're feeling stuck in. And this book has images, has words, has just a vibration maybe that will help you. You take the book out, you place it down, you feel it just open. Maybe it just magically is a breeze opening it to the right page or pages, or maybe you open it yourself. Or maybe there's a loving guide who helps you find the right book and the right page. Guardian of the records. And if at any time you feel you've lost this connection, just come back to that beautiful light in your heart, connecting with the energy of Archangel Metatron, based in pure and unconditional love, setting the intention to connect in deeper to these records of who you are, who you have been, and who you are becoming. Connected to the Holy Spirit of all that is and all that was and all that shall be. And you feel that the energy from the page in the book is now connecting with you. It's merging with your heart. Maybe there's some images that unfold for you, or there's some letters or phrases that are magically appearing on the pages. Whatever it is, you allow your heart to open and receive, all your senses to receive what is here for you. You can even ask, what is here for me to know about? What will help me in my life at this point, at this time? And if you can describe how it feels, how you feel about whatever situation you're experiencing, that will help you focus in on this energy. So let's take a moment for you to just do this. Describe, calling out the energy, feeling that information, connecting with your heart, plugging it into your heart, feeling that light linking you, just soaking it up like a sponge, absorbing whatever this is, images, words, feelings. Let's take a moment asking, what is here for me? And just receiving. And as you begin to pick up on things, continue asking, what is this about? How can this help me? Continue asking, noticing, having a conversation with the energy and the images and the words. Continuing the dialogue. If you pick up on a person in a different place, then you're noticing one of your past lives, which is here to show you a pattern that you're here to break, to help you heal, or to give you information about who you once were that you can use in your current life today. So just allowing that information to unfold. Want to ask a different question, you can do that, describing how it feels being guided to another page in the book, feeling the energy, observing what uncovers itself for you, images, words, feelings, opening your heart, feeling the light connection. And then taking a moment to bring this information back into your waking life, asking the masters who are here, the guides, the council of elders who are observing and holding space for you in a separate place, maybe in a separate room. Maybe you're aware of them sitting in a circle, a few of these wise ancient beings. How can I integrate this into my actual daily life? What can I do to bring this hidden knowledge back with me into my everyday reality? Just asking them. And again, noticing what floats in. And taking a moment just to give thanks for the information received here in these books, in this space. And you can come back to this place anytime you choose, just with your intention. And so you close the book knowing it has more to share with you at another time, and you'll come back to it, honoring the book, placing it back on the shelf, blessing that life, blessing that information, thanking these divine beings, these guides, these council of elders here, thanking any other guide, loved one, spiritual teacher who's been here with you. And honoring this space, this divine space of light, of unconditional love, and of healing in your Akashic Records. As you intend to withdraw your energy from the space, you feel the room, the doors are closing, you're leaving the room, you're just being drawn out of it, you're being drawn out of the hallway, out of the tunnel of light, allowing the doors to close to this beautiful place of the Akashic Records, blessing this experience with your intention. This time, just saying in your mind, I give thanks and humbly close my records. Just repeating that after me. At this time, I give thanks and humbly close my records. And as you do that, you may feel a heaviness, like a shifting of the energy as you come back into your body, connect in, begin to stretch out, feel your feet connected into the earth. And then whenever you're ready, you can take a deep breath in, exhale out. If you don't want to come into gratitude, I always love doing that. Hands in prayer position, the heart center over your heart or just in your lap, just honoring this experience, honoring yourself. And then coming back, fully opening your eyes. And maybe writing down what you picked up on. That's always helpful to do. I'm going to end this in just a moment so you can, I would say, write down what you noticed. If you didn't pick up on a lot, totally fine, probably to be expected, especially if you've never done this before. I just kind of guided us into the Akashic Records. I usually use a prayer that really gets us in. So we kind of just, went in a different way than I usually do, but hopefully it was helpful for some of you in some way. If you want to share what you picked up on or ask any questions of me, I'm happy to answer. Facebook always does something weird. It doesn't show me people's comments until after the fact. So if I don't see your comment, then I'll answer it after. So that's a little preview of what it's like to access your Akashic Records. If those of you haven't done that before, here you go. That's a sample. And I think, the day will come when we just do that all the time. All of us start to go into this place, be like, oh, what's going on here? What's the lesson I'm working on? What's the past life that's connected to that? How can I heal from it? And then we move on with our day. That's what I do. And it's really just absolutely, I can't even tell you how life-changing it is, how healing it is, how just nice it is to receive guidance. If you want to learn more, as I said, I'll be teaching a live workshop in Leaping Lizards in Freeport, Maine in a few weeks in March. And I'll be doing a deep dive. If you want to learn how to read your records, go into learning more about past lives and how to heal, connect with your ancestors, deceased loved ones, to break patterns, which a lot of us are being guided to do right now. I'll be teaching a 6-week class that will also be, obviously connecting in with what lessons you're working on in this life: forgiveness, self-love, patience, boundaries. Like, these are all lessons that a lot of us are working on, healing from past traumas, from childhood, from past lives, and how to do that, and getting guidance about how to work through that, learning about who you really are. You look at future timelines and possible outcomes. You can glimpse into the future, which is pretty cool, especially when it actually happens. That's amazing. I've had that happen. Like, oh, I just saw this in the records and now I'm living it. It's crazy. And then you'll learn how to do readings for others, which is, some of you may or may not want to do that. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to, but it's absolutely amazing to do that. It's a real gift. So if you're interested, I'll put the link in here. There's an early bird rate that's good for a few more weeks for that. And if you're in Maine, I hope you come to the workshop live in person. Super awesome to just try to, get a little preview in this 2-hour workshop of going into our Akashic Records together. Even if you're not, a lot of us are not, well, you're not in Maine. So, we have to do it virtually, and the energy we connect with virtually it's still there. The energy's there. And when in the class, we'll be going into our Akashic Records pretty much every single class. And the energy generated by a group of souls doing that is even more powerful. It's really amplified. Of course, I write about the Akashic Records in my book, Tools for the Awakening Soul. And some of you have that, and you can probably learn about it through there. but nothing compares to a group of people going into their Akashic records together. It's just much easier to connect with the energy. So, all right, that's all I got for this evening. Hopefully this was helpful in some way. It was interesting to have Archangel Metatron show up. I wasn't expecting that, but then I remembered, oh yeah, that's the Archangel that can help us access our Akashic records. That makes perfect sense. And his energy just popped in. So love it when that happens. Can't make this stuff up. All right, many blessings to you each. And again, if you didn't pick up on stuff, don't worry about it. It takes time. We're adjusting our vibration to this beautiful vibration of light. It can take time to really do that. So just trust that you receive what you're meant to receive at this time and keep doing it, and it will come with time. Okay, take care. Thanks again for being here. Bye.